The only reason you don't know how to study is nobody really taught you how to. It's that obvious. So even if you're a gamer or not, as your online big brother, I'm gonna tell you how to, and you're going to become a high grade scoring machine at the end of this video. Okay? The first limiting belief that we're going to tackle is that this limiting belief of I'm going to do it later because I work better under pressure. Imagine in your ranked games, you're not going to be focusing on the early levels because you're going to be saying to yourself, I'm just going to focus late game. We all know that ignoring the early games is a very big mistake, right? That's why I have realized over the years that it's not about fancy techniques like active recall, blurting, or even like scheduling on G calendar. The thing is, if you cannot sit down and just start studying, nothing is going to come in your way, bro. That's why lesson number one is to eat the frog. So imagine this analogy, right? You are tasked to eat a frog. And imagine like you just have to. And you have two choices, right? The first choice is eating the tasty dinner first and then eating the frog. So you eat the frog and then you get all this aftertaste. So you're going to be suffering, okay? But the second choice is you eat the frog first and then the aftertaste is going to be covered by the tasty dinner. It's so obvious, right? Of course, every single one of us will pick the frog first and then it's going to be covered by the tasty dinner. The same as thing goes to your study. Do the hard work first and then play video games after. So imagine, right, your class ends at 2 p.m. and you know you have a quiz or exam the next day. Are you really just going to game after finishing your classes? That's literally like eating the dinner first and then eating the frog after because you think that you're actually better under pressure. That's why the first lesson for you to actually study and breeze through things is to do the hard work first and then you can chill after that, okay? Do the hard work first and then you can chill after. Now, the next thing that we're going to be talking about is this limiting belief that you'd say to yourself, I have a short attention span and I can't study. Bro, you sit through ranked games without even blinking. You strategize on your mind, like if you're playing shooting games or fighting games, you strategize and focus for almost like 30 minutes or up to 1 hour. Okay? Bro, ranked matches put you in this state because video game developers have manipulated you to manipulated you to enjoy a thing that is just as challenging but not too easy. This goes the same for you when you study, okay? That's why many gamers like you cannot study because they cannot comprehend this simple logic. That's why an action step for you right now is to transfer your ability to go into flow from gaming to studying. And you can do that by simply doing simple as techniques. Techniques like Pomodoro. You can set a timer for 25 minutes and then rest for 5 minutes, or different intervals like that. For example, instead of comprehending that you need to study this whole page, you can just say to yourself, okay, I'm going to study this one paragraph and this one paragraph and this one paragraph. That's how you study, okay? Make it manageable and actually just as challenging but not too easy. That's how you make your ability to flow in ranked games to actual study. This is so valuable advice because literally you can do this and ace your quiz or exam for the next day while your classmates procrastinated because they saw the exam or studying as too complicated. And you watching this video right now have already beaten them if you actually just took this one advice. The next limiting belief is, I'll just skim PowerPoints and I'll be fine. Even in the level of college era, I can still see students before the exam cramming, literally just going on their phone and just doing this, right? They literally study like this while hanging around with their friends in the couch without even a single ounce of focus. Promise you, if you do that, please be ashamed of yourself. You're actually just putting out 70% of your effort and you expect to magically memorize all of these lines? Come on, bro, come on, okay? That's why lesson number 3 for this video is to give your 100% and not 70%. Let me ask you a question. When you want to have a win streak in your games, do you go 70% or 100%? Of course you go 100%, right? Even if you're sick, your teammates count on you, okay? That's why you need to give out 100%, not just in games but also in study. That's the key idea here. This isn't just for studying, okay? This actually goes to every part of your life, from academics to fitness to social life, everything. Give your 100% when you're playing your video games to actually playing in real life. That's why an action step for you right now is, instead of scanning through PowerPoints, literally scanning means literally just scanning through the PowerPoint over and over again and expecting for your brain to memorize it. For example, studying onomatopoeia, you expect scanning through onomatopoeia and scanning just reading without even understanding. Do you really expect your brain to inherit and analyze and actually own that word? Of course not, bro. Of course not. That is why an action step for you right now is to use the Feynman technique. Feynman technique is basically learning the stuff first on your notes and then teaching it as if you have an audience in front of you. For example, onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia is bit. Okay, that's how you do it. And also use AI flashcards. Bro, you are not living in 2010 anymore, dog. Use AI, okay? This specific app that I use is called Vaya. Link in the description below if you are interested in that. So basically, I put all my notes in this thing, and then it creates the flashcards for me. Okay, that's why don't say to yourself, "Oh, studying is boring and I'm not just built for it." You're not bad at studying. You just didn't have the system that actually works for your gamer brain, because you and gamer friends are not the same with all of us, bro. You need a specific system that needs, bro, you and your gamer friends are not the same as everybody else. Like, they can easily do things, like they can easily get high grades, but you can't because you don't have a system that's meant for you. Try these 3 lessons if your exam is coming up in the next 2 weeks or not, bro. This is going to be valuable, and you are going to harvest from the fruit of your labor. Okay, goodbye. Adios. Bang.